Now, Guy, when he came out, he brought this hood spear. The hood spear was broken. Let me show you what that looked like when we picked it up. And sadly, this chrome strip that I don't have that runs across here is cracked here, and it's kind of rotted through here. So I don't know if I can make use of that, but we'll see. Well, I had all but given up on that hood spear considering the condition. But Guy said he thought that he knew somebody, a good friend of ours, Joe, who is a retired machinist, but metal worker extraordinaire, artist. He said he thought Joe could fix it. So he took it to Joe and left it with him. I want to show you what came back. Now remember, this was broken off completely, and this was about ready to go. This ended up in 2 pieces as well. So what Joe was able to do, he wasn't able to weld it because this is pot metal, so it's really not a good candidate for welding. But he used JB Weld to put it together. And if I can show you a real close-up here, he put steel rods in here. I think there are 2 of them that run the full length of this. So those are underneath that JB Weld, drilled into this little cross brace. And so now this has got a lot of support. This shouldn't at least be as fragile as it might have been with just the JB Weld. So it's looking good. Now all I have to do is clean off this surface. It's really pitted. So I've started hitting it with sandpaper. I'll take it down until there are no raised spots. Then it's going to get a shot of, well, not primer. I think what I'm going to do is either hit body filler or use epoxy to fill all the pits. Then we're going to prime it and we'll shoot it with some chrome paint. But that's how it's supposed to go. It's going to fit really nice, and these things are not available as a reproduction as far as I know. So it's really nice to have this back and working. And shout out to Joe. Thanks a lot, Joe, for taking care of this for me. I appreciate it. Okay, work continues on the hood spear. I've been sanding it to try to level it out as much as possible. There's a lot of pits. Now this is kind of a curved surface. So I use a sander like this on my drill, and it actually got in there pretty good. And we still have pits, but I think I've got it at least ready for the next stage. So I'm going to put in some high build primer here, and I'll put on maybe a couple of good heavy coats, hoping to fill in all these pits. And then I think at that point, I'm going to try to hand sand it and see where we're at. I've got a few coats of primer on this now. This is high built. I was really hoping this would fill in, and you probably can't see this. I'll just point it out. There's some holes all through here. So I think some of these spots are just not going to get the job done here with primer. So I think what I'll do is mix up some body filler and put some gloves on and maybe use a thumb to just kind of smooth it through here. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to do a lot of sanding on this, but since this is ultimately going to get painted with chrome paint, I want it at least as smooth as I can get it. Okay, here's my body filler. I just smeared it on there. It's kind of bumpy, but I'm going to sand it down, and it should be nothing left here but what was in those little pits. All right, I think we're a lot smoother. I don't know if this is going to be good enough, but I really won't know until I shoot a coat of primer on here, and then we'll see what shows through. All right, everything's been sanded down, and I shot it with another light coat of the filler primer, and it's looking pretty good. I mean, if you look close, you can see where the filler is, but I think it's pretty smooth. So I think what I'm going to do here is maybe wet sand this lightly and then shoot it with another coat of primer and see where I'm at. But I think I might be just about ready for paint on this. So I've been doing some research on chrome paint, and I would say that people are fairly skeptical. But anyway, I think what I'm going to do is my own little test here just to see how this comes out before I commit to it. What I decided to do here is to just take a piece of metal and sand it. I'm going to get primer down, try to get it as close to that other piece as I can. I know it won't be quite as smooth, but I'm going to put down some self-etching primer on this. Then I'm going to do the filler primer. I'm going to wet sand it just like I did the other piece. And then finally I'll put some sealer down. And then what I've been hearing is some people say it's good to put a black base coat down before you do the rest. So I think what I'll do is once this is all set, I'm going to mask off half of it, and I'm going to spray just some flat black paint on there. And then finally, I'm going to try my chrome paint and see what it looks like. Okay, I'll take you through the next steps. These are the same things that I already have done on that hood spear, but I've got a couple coats of filler primer in here. I kind of let it cure. It should be good. Now I'm going to wet sand this. I've got some 400, and then I'll follow it up with 800. Just going to hit it lightly just to smooth it out. I don't need to remove a lot of material here. I just want to make sure that I've got about the same surface that I've got on that spear. Okay, that feels pretty good. Let's take it up to 800 now. Okay, I think we're good. That's nice and smooth. I got a few little divots. I think that was in the actual panel here, so I don't really care about that, but just trying to find out how much shine I can get out of that chrome paint. So this is my sample I was working on, and highlight a couple of things. I sprayed that stuff on there, and it really just, to me, looks like maybe a shiny silver paint. I did notice the part that went over the black didn't have as much shine to it, which I didn't expect that. And then I clear coated it. And it was interesting, when I clear coated it, it actually kind of dulled it down and made it look even less like chrome. So I went back and grabbed another piece and just did the primer and then the chrome paint on that. And that one looks a lot more metallic, more at least like brushed aluminum than chrome, but a lot better than the clear coated one. So I think this is what I'm going to stay with. And just for comparison, I didn't expect this to be, shiny like chrome, even though the cap, is his chrome on the can. But there's real chrome. This is my fake chrome. I think this is as good as it's going to get. So I think I'm going to go with this right here. all done. I mounted it up on the hood. The hood's all one color again, so you get a better idea of what it looks like. Now I think from a distance it looks pretty good, and it's actually starting to kind of grow on me. You know, if we get in close, there's still some imperfections here, but really for something I had intended to kind of throw away and start looking for a new one, this is pretty good. So I'm going to go with this one now. And the next time you see this, it'll be on a hood with color. So stay tuned. I'd like to thank you for joining me. If you'd like to see how we got to this point, you can scroll down into the comments and there's a link to a playlist for all of the videos on this project going back to the day I first brought it home. If you'd like to see progress going forward, you might want to hit that subscribe button, and hopefully my videos will pop up as I release them. Again, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.